Hello, what's up, everybody? It's Mark Ellert here with the Adventures of the Blind Man. Some of you know I'm someone who lost my vision 20 years ago from a traumatic brain injury. So, going from 20/20 vision to total blindness, it wasn't an easy thing to do, but I've rehabilitated myself very well. I've adjusted and adapted, and I'm living this blind life. Some of you know I've had this apartment now, living on my own for almost a decade, almost 10 years. I've had this apartment for about 9 years now. I'm pretty stoked about it. So, a lot of my friends, family, people I talk to on Facebook, people with different abilities like myself, they reach out to me a lot and they like to ask me something. They like to ask me how I get by with my day and how I just seem so content, just going from 20/20 vision to total blindness and just what I do with myself. So, everyone, to give you some insight, just to look into a day of the life of the blind man, I'm going to talk to you about my day and what it consists of. So put on your seatbelt, put on your helmet, and buckle up, baby. You want to get nuts. Now, for real, everybody, some insight into my life. So I'm someone, I like schedule. I'm a big schedule person. I have a daily alarm set for 7 a.m. I know that's early for rock and roll, baby, but that's you got to start your day. You know what I'm saying? I like to get up early because if I sleep in too much, I'll wake up and I'll be like, man, it's already this late. What am I gonna do with myself? My day's gone by. It's easy to have that negative outlook. So I like to get up early. I have my 7 a.m. alarm set. And some days when my depression is bad, or some days when we're going through a change of seasons, sometimes I'll hit the snooze. I'll be like, I don't really feel like getting up. I'll lay around for a little bit, but I'll eventually talk myself out of it and I'll get out of bed. And when I get out, first thing I do is actually I check my phone. Got to check my notifications. I got to see how many likes I have on Facebook. No, I'll check my notifications and see if there's anything important to respond to. I'll send my bestie a good morning text, make sure they're doing okay. And then I'll actually, before I get dressed, I'll jump on the scale. 'Cause I'm a big fanatic of actual just my image, taking good care of myself and everything. So I care about my weight. I weigh myself every morning. That's the best time to weigh yourself is first thing when you wake up because you've been fasting all night, haven't been eating or drinking anything. It's your like natural organic body weight is when you first wake up. And some of you know I have an accessible scale that talks to me out loud. It's nice actually. I check my weight every morning, just making sure I'm maintaining it, keeping it sexy. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, everyone will get dressed. I'll throw on my pajamas, and that's when I turn my phone off. I power my phone off every day while I'm eating breakfast because they recommend it. They recommend it. Well, I mean, I don't like someone bothering me when I'm eating my breakfast. I'm just trying to enjoy it and I don't have to respond to people. So I keep my phone off. And then they recommend to turn your smartphone off every day because it's a smartphone. It's a computer. It's a computer this big that fits in your hand. And it has a processor, a CPU, a central processing unit. It's just like a computer. It has a CPU, but a computer is a lot bigger and the processing unit is much larger and has a way to cool itself down. On your phone, your processor, it's tiny and it's processing so much information, it gets overheated very easily. That's why when they first invented iPhones, I don't know if you remember, but people were burning themselves all the time, holding their phone or having it in their pocket. The processor gets warm. So it's good to turn your phone off to let the CPU cool down for a little bit. And since it's artificial intelligence, it's recommended to turn your phone off every day just because you want your artificial intelligence to stay within its parameters and just do what it's supposed to and not just kind of go off on its thing thinking. So everybody, I turn my phone off every day while I'm eating breakfast. While I'm eating breakfast, I have almost every day, I have a bowl of actually this organic granola raisin cereal. And then I also have a handful of blueberries and a handful of grapes. Fruit is really good for you. And some of you know I'm someone with a chronic pain condition. So I have prescriptions for pain management, but I prefer not to take them. I go the organic, natural way. Recently changed my diet. Blueberries and grapes are actually two fruits that are natural anti-inflammatory qualities. So they're good to help people manage chronic pain. And I love me some blueberries and grapes. And right now, this is the harvest season, everyone. Blueberries and grapes are in season right now. This is some of the best time for vegetables and fruit. Love me the harvest season. Go gadget fall, you know. So I'll have a handful of blueberries, handful of grapes with my organic cereal. That's fabulous. Then after breakfast, I will sit down and I'll do physical therapy. Some of you know with my chronic pain conditions, I recently started doing physical therapy and it's helping manage the chronic pain quite a bit. After losing my vision and having a brain injury, it took me a little bit to adjust. So I became really thorough with my habits. I really developed some OCD habits, very repetitious things, just because I didn't trust myself. After losing my vision, I was so used to doing things, seeing, not being able to see. I was like, I don't know. I didn't trust myself, was kind of weary. So I would overdo things quite a bit. And also, I lost my vision from a brain injury. So I have brain damage. I have scar tissue in my brain. So in the neurotransmitters, when they're actually sending signals to each other, sometimes they have to be rerouted. So it takes me a little bit to process information. So not being able to see and taking longer to process the information, I like to be just more thorough and just be more comfortable with what I'm doing. So I developed some pretty OCD habits, very repetitious. I developed carpal tunnel syndrome as well as tendonitis. So I had surgery on my hands to help prevent and help with the treatment of my carpal tunnel. And with the tendonitis, they gave me a treatment plan to do exercises. I know it sounds funny that I'm in pain because I do things too often. So what's the point of exercising to help? But those exercises, they actually help strengthen the tendons. So you're not having that pain while you're doing these things. So anyway, everybody, I'll do my physical therapy. It takes about a half an hour, 45 minutes every morning. While I'm doing my physical therapy, I'll bust out one of my playlists from Spotify. Some of you know I'm a musician and I like to post covers on my YouTube here. So whenever I think of a cover I want to play, whenever I hear a song, I'm like, I want to play that. When I hear things I want to learn, I throw it into a Spotify playlist. So every morning while I'm doing my physical therapy, I listen to that playlist. It gives me a chance to sing along, remember these songs and learn them, and it helps them just ingrain it into my head so I can just go rock them out when I'm ready. So then after physical therapy, I'll do my rounds. The apartment building that I live in, it's a tight-knit community. We're all good people here. Most of the people who live in this building, they either are elderly or someone with different abilities. So I understand we all have our struggles and things aren't easy all the time. It's good for us to be social and have some connections. So I reach out. I give a couple of my neighbors a call just to touch base, check in with them, see how things are. They know I'm blind, so if I need something, they'll offer to help drive me somewhere to get things. I utilize things like Instacart and stuff. So when I'm doing an Instacart order, I'll ask my neighbors if they need anything from the store. We're a good little community. We look out for each other and help each other. So I'll give them all a buzz and check in. And then if it's the first of the month or the beginning, I'll write out my rent checks. Some of you, if you've seen my videos, I have things that help me write my checks. I have adaptive technology. And all the stuff I'm dropping in here, everybody, to give you a reference, I'll put in the comments, I'll put a few playlists of some videos I have. One is called Independent Living and one is called Adaptive Technology. It helps me with all the stuff I can be able to do to be independent. So I'll drop those in there so you guys know what I'm talking about with these things I'm referencing. But yeah, if it's the first of the month, I'll write out my rent check and I'll write out all my utilities and all that. I'll go downstairs and drop it off at the property manager's office. I'll check my mail and then I'll head back upstairs. I live on the third floor and we have apartments. We have elevators in this building, but I don't use the elevator. Like I said, I like to be conscientious of my physique. I like to do things to be healthy and in good shape. I use the stairs every day. I don't use the elevator. I use the stairs no matter what I'm doing. If I got groceries even in my hand, if I'm doing things carrying, I huff it out and I use the stairs. It's good exercise, makes me feel good. So after that, everybody, I'll make it back upstairs. I'll drink myself a nice big glass of water. Doctors recommend to drink a lot of water. I weigh 160 pounds. You cut that in half, 80, and you turn that into ounces. 80 ounces is what doctors recommend you drink on a daily basis. You take your body weight, cut it in half, and convert it to ounces. That's how much fluid ounces of water you're supposed to drink daily. Water is really good for you. It's good to stay hydrated, everyone. So I'll drink my water, and that's when I get in the shower. Get in the shower and do my thing. Now, me, I'm somebody, when I get in the shower, I do everything in the shower. I shave, brush my teeth, use mouthwash, the whole kit and caboodle. Sounds funny, but since I'm blind, when I'm trying to shave in front of the sink, I don't know if I'm getting shaving cream everywhere, if I'm making a mess of myself. I can't tell. I feel a little uneasy about it. When I'm in the shower, I can make a mess and just wash it off and I'll be fine. There's not much cleanup to do afterwards. I also use an electric razor recently, and I know you don't use shaving cream, but sometimes if I'm hanging out over the sink and I'm shaving, I'll find myself veering one direction and I'm halfway over the sink and I'm getting stuff everywhere. So I prefer to shave in the shower just because I stand there and I just shave and it's just free for all. I just let the hair fall everywhere. And when I shower, I just rinse it off, you know? Same thing with brushing my teeth. When I brush my teeth, I make a mess of myself. I got toothpaste over here. I got some over here. It's all over the sink. I just to be conscientious, not knowing if I'm making a mess, I brush my teeth in the shower. It's easier just to wash it all off. So after the shower, I got some time in between then and lunch. That's when I actually start going through Facebook. You know, I'll see how many likes I got on Facebook. Since I'm doing the whole dating thing right now, I'll be checking my dating profile, reaching out to people. I'll actually read up on some of my emails. I'll see if anything important that I have to respond to. That's the thing, everybody, too. If you don't know, I use my iPhone the same way a sighted person does. There's an accessibility thing called screen reading software. It's called VoiceOver. I use that on my iPhone. I use it the same way a sighted person does. And I have a link I'll drop in the comments about how I use my phone. So I'll respond to emails if there's anything important, see what the world's up to. I'll also be thinking what I'm going to be doing after lunch. If I have a plan, I'll be mathing it out and trying to see what's going to happen. Then I eat lunch. And almost every day for lunch, I will have a chicken and cheese sandwich, provolone cheese, money, that's what's up. I also have another handful of blueberries and some grapes. Again with the grapes and the blueberries. I try to eat a handful of those with almost every meal just to help my stomach and my chronic pain. So I'll have my fruit and I'll have me in a good chicken and cheese sandwich. And usually towards the end of the week when I'm running out of sandwich stuff, I'll hard boil 2 dozen eggs at one time. I know that's a lot of eggs, but I love my eggs. They're quick and easy to go. Just pop them. Just keep them in the fridge. Eggs are also a really, really good, healthy brain food. Eggs promote healthy brain activity. So another good reason why I enjoy eating eggs. So when I run out of my sandwich meat, I'll be munching on some eggs. So after lunch is actually when I start doing this, my YouTube, everybody. I mean, after lunch, I got to check out the hair. Since I'm a hippie and I got long, shaggy hair, it's usually still a little wet from my shower. So that's when I'll go blow dry. After blow drying and making myself look sexy, I'll set up my phone. I'll set up my phone and my tripod and get ready to do some videotaping, everybody. Get ready, rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do some of these YouTube videos where I'll be able to reach out and talk about my stuff. And it helps me just collect my thoughts and just remember, the things that I'm doing and the, things that have helped me a lot. Then after my YouTube, when I'm done recording, I'll usually be on cloud 9. I'll have a good little high going. I'm like, bam, I knocked that out. I'm feeling good. That's when I go bang on some drums. I'm feeling good and I got my energy going. I just had some food in me. So it's time to go make some music. And I'll just go bang on those drums and rock out. Now, I've learned before, even if I don't have anything written, I don't know anything I'm going to play, I'm just going to go play. I record everything I do. Because there's times when I'll actually just be playing and I play like the coolest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm like, that is awesome. I'll grab my phone and I'll set up and I'll start recording. And then I literally can't remember what I was just doing. It's like, why? Why, God? So now I record everything I do when I'm playing. In case I capture something that is just awesome, it's like, that was worth it, baby. And I have an asinine amount of room on my phone. Because I'm someone who's a YouTuber, I'm always doing video. I'd rather capture video than lose a moment. So I pay money. I give Apple a lot of my money. I pay Apple to have extra storage on my phone. Like normally this iPhone comes with 32 gigs. I pay for 64 gigs to have extra storage. And also with iCloud. When you store videos on your phone, it actually stores in an iCloud server off on the internet somewhere, so it doesn't take up room on your phone. I pay for extra storage in my iCloud. I have 250 gigs of iCloud storage, so I don't want to lose one of those jam moments, everybody. I record everything I do when I'm playing music. So when I'm done jamming for about 45 minutes or an hour, Mark just did a lot. I need a little break. I need a wind down, I'll sit on the couch and I'll hang out. I'll just be reflecting about everything I did. I'll be reviewing all my video. I'll delete all the outtakes of the stuff I don't want. And if I like the recording I did of me talking, I will edit and trim it so it's ready to get posted. And then I'll review all my drum video and see if I like anything I did with drums, if I want to keep any of it or not. Or I'll be like, ooh, that was good. and I'll save something just to be able to build on it, to write more on it, because music's important like that. So then I got a little bit of time still until dinner, everyone. That's when, again, I'll just be checking Facebook, doing the social media thing, seeing what the world's up to. I'll pull out my emails and I'll start reading what the world's up to. Because I subscribe to Lake and McHenry County Scanner. I live in Lake County, Illinois. So I get an email daily from the Lake County Scanner to tell me kind of everything that's going on in my community, what people are up to. Sometimes it's good to just for a good laugh and a chuckle, but sometimes it's just good to know what's happening in my world. I also subscribe to Rolling Stone, so I can just know politics and just culture and see what's going on in the world, so I can just read up on things. Keeps me educated, you know? So I'll read up some of that in Rolling Stone and on Lake County, and then bam, dinner time. And I like to stick on a schedule, everybody. I usually eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner about the same time. I eat breakfast when I wake up, and then I eat lunch almost at 12 o'clock every day, and I shoot for 5 o'clock for dinner every day. It's good to stay on a schedule because it's good for your metabolism, and it's also good. I take medications daily. I medicate myself daily, and a lot of these medications are for my mental health. So it's good for them to be on a schedule, because if it's constantly changing what time I'm taking it, it can fluctuate in my body the way that it's metabolizing and everything. So I try to take my medications the same time every day with food, because it's very good to take your medications with food so it metabolizes really well. I also take a lot of daily vitamins to be healthy. I take a men's one daily vitamin, and then I also take a vitamin D with breakfast and lunch. Every time I get blood work done, they say I have low vitamin D. So I'm indoors a lot. I don't go out a lot and get a lot of sunshine, so that's how you get your vitamin D. So I do a vitamin D supplement every day, just to help me get my vitamin D, because vitamin D is good for your immune system, good for a lot of healthy things. I also take potassium because I have something called restless leg syndrome, and potassium is like the vitamin for your central nervous system. So taking my potassium helps me with my restless leg. That's right, Becky, the potassium, popping my potassium, you know it. So everybody, I try to stick on my schedule. That's when it's 5 o'clock now and I'm eating dinner. I'll eat dinner, and one of the things I like to eat a lot with dinner is also raw broccoli. Raw broccoli is actually good for the stomach and for chronic pain. I also love some pulled chicken that I eat with guacamole all the time. That's another favorite. I do grilled chicken strips with a can of beans sometimes. That's a favorite. So I used to be a cook at Red Robin, and I have some experience cooking. So I do mix it up a little bit, make a couple different dinners that I enjoy. And then after dinner is basically, if I have a video that I like that I want to post, that's the time frame I try to post my video. I'll post a drum video or something on YouTube. After dinner, I go back to my physical therapy. It's good to do it twice a day. So I do my routine twice a day. When I'm done with dinner and posting my video, I'll do physical therapy, and I'll be rocking out to my jams again. I'll pull up my playlist on Spotify about the songs that I want to learn and practice. So I'm kind of practicing them and listening while I'm doing physical therapy. I know, overachiever over here, you know what I'm saying? So I'll do that, and when I'm done with my physical therapy, that's when it's time for me to do my Supernatural. Anyone who knows me knows that I love the TV show Supernatural. I watch it religiously. I love the two main characters. They're brothers, and they portray brotherhood very, very well. And I love the soundtrack for that TV show. They have some wicked tunes. And the concept of the TV show, I love it. I love watching it. And basically, I like it too because you learn a lot of history. You learn history and you learn some cool stuff in it. It's educational. So I watch that. And see, now there are some other TV shows and movies that I do like to watch. Older TV shows and older movies that I saw when I had my vision. It's easy for me to remember and follow the characters. And it's easy for me to know what's happening and just catch everything and remember all the visuals. Like new TV shows and new movies, I sometimes enjoy them, but it's harder for me to follow the characters and recognize all the voices. And nowadays, a lot of movies are so visual. It's all about computer graphics, and there's so much visual happening. I don't really follow it as well. I don't catch on as much. I don't enjoy it. So I watch older films and Supernatural and a lot of older TV shows. That's my go-to, everybody. So after watching an episode or two of Supernatural, that's when I'll pull out my emails again. I'll be pulling up my emails, seeing if there's anything important to respond to, read up on Lake County Scanner, check out what's going on in Rolling Stone. and just educate myself, just see what's going on in the world. I'll also maybe check out Facebook or my social media, see who likes my YouTube videos and comment to people and respond to everything. That's when it's getting a little bit later and I'm starting to wind down for the day. And, I usually put on some music for a little bit and just kind of just reflect about my day, remember what I did, what I didn't do. Sometimes if I have some emotional reactions or if I was having some post-traumatic stress through the day, if things were bothering me, I'll reflect about my day. I'll reflect about the things that bothered me, the behavior I was doing and what caused it and why I was feeling a certain way. And I'll just remember the things I want to do for the next day. It's like, oh, I didn't get that done today, so let's do that tomorrow. Think about my day and reflect. I'll also decide if the next day I want to do more YouTube and drums or if I want to chop my day up and do responsibility stuff, like on certain days if I got to do laundry or if I'm doing some Instacart ordering. That's another thing, everyone. I get my groceries delivered through Instacart. Great service that I pay for. Is it really helps my budget and not making me have to go to the store. Basically, paying for Instacart and paying the driver and everything is cheaper than it is for me to take an Uber and have to go through the hassle of doing my shopping. So Instacart helps a brother out, and that's something I do a lot. There's a couple other apps that I use a lot, and everyone, I'll be dropping links, like I said, because I use my iPhone the same way a sighted person does. It's awesome. I love this time era that we're living in right now. There's so much accessibility that I can do. It's wicked. So yeah, I'll be thinking about what I'm going to do the following day if I'm doing laundry or if I'm going to be writing checks. That's what I do. I write checks and cashing them out to everybody. I got making the big bucks, everybody. I'll be writing checks out, or if I'm doing my Instacart, if I'm doing shopping, or if I want to do some cleaning for the day. I usually like to clean my apartment like every 2 weeks about as I do a full clean. I'll clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom, and then I'll do vacuuming and clean the whole place. So I like to have a plan. I like to reflect and think about what I did for the day, what I need to do for the next day. So that way when I wake up, I'm just bam, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I have a plan and I know what I'm going to do. It's nice to have a schedule and it's nice to have a plan. So everybody, that's a little insight to the blind man's day right now. There's times before when I'm working a job, when I'm doing things, that my day can get chopped up and become different. But this is just about an average day for the blind man. And then when I'm getting ready for bed, everybody, I usually try to shoot for bed in between 10:30 and 11 p.m. because that way I get up at 7. I try to get 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep helps. It's what's recommended. And before bed, 10 minutes before bed, I will take my medications, which is my nighttime medications that help me sleep, as well as with my chronic pain and more potassium. That's right, Becky, popping my potassium is something that helps because restless leg happens at night when I'm sleeping. So my potassium tablets help a lot right before bed. And I take my medications 10 minutes before bed. It's not good to do like a half an hour before bed, and it's not good right before bed because the second you swallow your pills and you lay down, you're going to have acid reflux issues and it's not going to metabolize well. So it's good to give it about 10 or 15 minutes when you take your medications that it metabolizes and it's in your stomach to lay down and get some sleep. It's also not good and healthy, everyone, to eat or drink too much 3 hours before bedtime. That's why I'm an old man and I eat my dinner at 5 p.m. It's good to eat early because they recommend for metabolism and for acid reflux issues to not eat or drink anything 3 hours before bed. So that's why I just take a small amount of water, just enough to take my medications at night. And then I'm out skis. And I'm sleeping, everybody. And when I wake up, bam, 7 a.m. the next day, and I'm doing the do all over again, everybody. So that's some insight into the adventures of the blind man. What I do with my daily life. There's also times when I'm hanging out with friends, I'm not just always by myself in my apartment. Sometimes me and my older brother, my sister-in-law will get together and catch a show together. We go to concerts a lot. They're great people. We have a lot of fun. We get together on a regular basis. There's also a few things in the community I like to go out and do. And everybody knows the blind man loves his tattoos. I'm regularly going and getting some new tattoo work. I'm doing the things that I enjoy. Self-love, self-care. I'm having fun, baby. I'm doing everything that I want to, everyone. You can do the same. If you have a different ability, you don't have to just be a recluse and isolate yourself from the world. You don't have to just feel like you can't do things. After losing my vision, there's so much that I learned to be able to do. So much that I learned for fun, that I can do social media. I can do everything I want to that a sighted person can. I just found a different way to do it. I found a way to love myself, take care of myself for everyone, and do self-love and self-care the way that I like to. If I can do it, everyone, you can do it. And that's why everybody keep it sexy, make good choices, be independent, and do your thing, everybody. I'll catch you on the flip side.